Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar News, a brand new halacha for you. It's for Sunday, the 25th day of March. Here we go. One of the laws that you're going to need to know for the Seder is this. Near the beginning of the Seder, we're going to make the bracha of Borei Peri Ha'adama, and we're going to make that for the karpas. That's the thing that you dip in salt water. It could be, some people will use parsley, some people will use celery, some people will use potato. But the main idea is that it reminds us of the tears, the crying, of the suffering that happened in Egypt when the Jews were working very hard. You'll make a Borei Pri Ha'adama on that piece of whatever it is that you're eating, but there's a few things you need to know about it. First of all, you should eat a very small piece of that, because we don't want to make a borei nefashos after it, because that bracha that you're going to make for the borei pri hadama is also going to be the borei pri hadama for the maror, for the bitter herb that you're going to eat later in the Seder. We don't like to make any brachas when they're unnecessary, and both of these foods are being eaten before the meal begins, and therefore, if you would eat a lot of the borei pri hadama, of the karpas, you would need to make a borei nefashos, a bracha after it, and then that eating would be considered like it reached completion. And then you would have the problem of, oh, I'm going to need a new borei pri hadama when I'm going to get to the mar. And that's kind of like wasting, and we don't like to say a bracha when it isn't necessary. Therefore, you should do two things. You should plan to eat only a tiny little bit of the parsley, or the potato, or the whatever it is that you're using. And you should think, when you make the borei pri ha'adama on that parsley or potato or celery, that the borei pri ha'adama that you're making should also cover for the bitter herbs that you're going to eat a while later in the Seder. They're both before the meal begins, so one bracha covering for the other is totally appropriate, and it's the better way to go. So again, have a small amount of karpas, less than an olive size, and also think when you say the borei pri ha'adama that it's for this karpas, and it's also for the bitter herbs that I'm going to eat later. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.